There's a beautiful young man who was taken prisoner and killed on October 7th in Israel. And what Hamas did afterwards is absolutely beyond comprehension. They cut his head off, paraded it around, and put it up for sale. The last story is so horrific. I'm going to end with this, and I hope people hold on to it. First, I'm going to show you the young man that we're going to talk about. Good-looking kid, 19 years old. Let me tell you what happened to him. His name is Adir. He was captured on October 7th, and he's one of the soldiers that was beheaded with a knife that was recorded and broadcast by Hamas. I changed the lineup today to make this our last story because CNN just got the video and released it today. You can watch the beheading of this young man.
Wow, CNN is showing it? I'm pretty sure they're blowing it out. Is there audio?
I didn't watch the actual video. I just grabbed the story from it. Adir's father, David, said that, well, let me back up. The kid was missing. Israel's been capturing Hamas terrorists and interrogating them. And one of them said he was the guy that was there at the beheading of this soldier. And they took the head back to Hamas to put it up for sale. And they were asking they were asking $10,000 for someone to buy the head. The interrogators, the Israeli intelligence, asked where it was. The guy told them. They went into Gaza, special forces, found the head in a refrigerator with some tennis balls. It was mutilated. The body had already been found. The head had been paraded around on media. And unfortunately, this happened after the funeral, because at the funeral, the father asked to see his son's body before they buried him. And the army said, we recommend against it. And the father said, I'm his father. I need to see him before I say goodbye. And they opened the casket and showed him his headless body. It's hard for me to talk about a 19-year-old kid, Adir Tahar, dying so horribly and in death being treated so horribly. Apparently, they just wanted his head and they paraded it all over Gaza. I can't stress enough to our audience that this is who Hamas is. It was witnessed by journalists who proudly put out the videos. It's all over the internet today. You can go to CNN and it's there. At least it was an hour ago. And you can see what I'm talking about. There's a warning on the video, and it cautions you about the graphic nature of what you're going to see. But for all those people that say, ceasefire now, Israel out of Gaza, you want to leave these people in charge and in control so they can do it again in a month or two, because they have promised to do exactly that if they remain in power in Gaza.
Well, you won't be surprised. For some people might be surprised that they're happy about it. And Barry, there's people in there saying that all of that's not true. And they'll say that the Israeli soldiers did it. It wasn't Hamas. There's this one particular guy. I can't recall his name right now. There's one particular guy. I see him all the time on X. I don't even follow him, but all his stuff constantly pop up for me. He's an American citizen, and he's saying that Hamas, they're heroes. I'll send you a link. He's saying he calls them heroes. He's always showing when Hamas is shooting a rocket at an Israeli tank. He's talking about all of these jihadists that's wanting to destroy Israel. He's calling them heroes. I mean, the word is upside down, Barry. I don't know how else to say it. It's truly upside down.
Well, before we go, I want people to see this nice young man and imagine the family that buried him headless, and imagine the lack of humanity of the people that would do that to someone like this and brag about it and put the head on the internet for sale and then throw it in a refrigerator with tennis balls because there were no bidders yet. That's who Israel's dealing with. That's why this war can't end until there is no more Hamas and there is no Hamas management in control, because this will all happen again. And the reason we know it will happen again is they have promised the world they will do it again and again and again until all the Jews and Christians are gone.
They're not even hiding it. They're not even hiding it. That is the ultimate goal. That's the agenda. And you have the people here in the United States of America, the Democrats, are pushing that whole thing about helping them get here, about helping them do what they're doing to the rest of the world. That's the very reason why you don't hear anything about them going to the D.C. at the White House. Not just the White House. They went to the Democrat National Convention headquarters. They went there as well, trying to get them to terrorize them, burning stuff, had to evacuate the White House and the DNC, but you don't hear nothing from the government state media. They're all silent about it. And at the same time, they're all calling for genocide in Israel right now today. They're not, and they're not stopping it. They're not stopping it. They're saying the only way that they can bring peace is to remove all the Israelis. Well, where are they going to go? They're showing mass Barry, where they're talking about all the Jewish people. Maybe they need to go to India. The answer to that is absolutely no. No, they are where they are supposed to be. Leave them alone. That's the greatest solution. And now, Barry, ultimately what's going to end up happening, Israel, and they should have done it a long time ago, my personal opinion, they should have taken the Gaza Strip a long time ago and said, nope, you got to go. You're a problem. You're not going to continue to shoot these thousands and thousands of rockets into the mainland of Israel, and we're not going to, and we're just going to shoot them out the sky and act like it's not happening. Enough is enough. They're calling for genocide. The Israelis are not. Enough is enough. Stop playing games with them. Stop acting like we're going to get along, because they don't want to get along. They're calling for genocide. We can't do it any longer. Enough is enough. The time is up. The time is to move on. We can't. Look, Barry, I've never been to Israel, and I'll tell you, for many, many years, I've wanted to go to Israel. I've never had the funds to go. If I ever get a sponsor to go to Israel, I would go to Israel to do it, to show, to record everything. Even now I would go, because I know Israel is still secure, because they're still fighting for their lives, even more so than any other time. They're actually got military personnel that call people in to come out and fight in this war that's happening right now. So Israel, even though they're getting bombarded, they're secure. But these people, Barry, they can't not sit Ali by any longer. They can't get along. You can't. Okay, well, let's see if we can get along. No, you can't. You can't do it. And one last thing, and you've said this before too. If Israel put down all their weapons, there would be no Israelis tomorrow. If all of Hamas and all of these, Hezbollah and all other terrorist organizations put down their weapons, there will be peace tomorrow. They can't wrap their heads around it. Sorry, I had to get my rant on that. I'm sorry.
And you know what? Well quoted, Golda Meir. That's what she said, and it's been true since 1970, whenever she said it.